Hi everybody, it's Tom from FindTheBestCarPrice.com. Today we are going to take a look at the 2022 Buick Envision. And I'll tell you what, I'm very impressed with this model with the Cinnabar metallic exterior color. And here's the thing, we're going to take a look at all of the features that this model has for a price of $37,835. And it starts with great safety features such as blind spot monitoring, lane keep assist. All those great features are here for that price. You're going to have a very solid looking front end. I'll let Carrie come in and just give you an overall look there with the LED headlights. I've got those turn signal indicators, the hazard lights on so you can see those blinking and flashing away. This model, I don't know, it just seems to fit having chrome everywhere that it does. On the grille, you've got the chrome rims, you've got chrome trim around the windows, and also with the rails on the roof right there. But for that price, what exactly do you get underneath this hood? Let's take a look and we'll find out. Okay, this is the 2-liter 4-cylinder. It is a turbocharged motor for this front-wheel drive model, mated to a 9-speed automatic transmission. It puts out 230 horsepower and 258 pounds-feet of torque. I know some people are going to say 230 horsepower, that's not enough. Well, maybe for some people it's not. For some people it most certainly will be, especially if you're looking to save on gas. 24 miles per gallon city, 31 on the highway, 26 combined, and Buick says every time you drive 100 miles, you should use 3.8 gallons of gas. And I realize there's a lot of variables that go into that, but those are the numbers. And like I said, you can use the remote to control this rear door back here, or you can also use the hands-free function, which is very nice, if I can get that right. Let's see here. There we go. It's going to open this time because the rear lights are flashing. That's the really important point that I like to make on these things. Whenever you do that, if that doesn't happen immediately, a lot of people will re-swipe their foot under there and they'll reverse the process and then get frustrated and everything. It does take about a second for that process to begin to work so you can get out of the way. So let's take a look at exactly what we have here. I'll get the license plate bracket out of the way there. 25.2 all the way up to 52.7 cubic feet. And as Carrie's showing you around in there, I'm going to walk over here and show you how to maximize your cargo space. I'm going to use this right here to release that on both sides. We'll just do the one side real quick here for the 60-40 split rear seats. And if you want to tow with your Envision, well, 1,500 pounds is as much as you're going to get, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be using their front-wheel drive Buick Envisions to do that. Now, what about a spare tire? Yep, you've got a spare tire. Now it is mounted to a 17-inch rim. Not that that's a big deal, but that's what you have. A lot of space back here. But the thing that really surprised me most is how much space is in that rear seat area. We're going to hop back there and show you how well I fit at 5'10". Okay, like I said, I fit well here. I hope you can see there is quite a bit of space above my head, and I'm sitting straight up. 5'10". I'm comfortable back here. I could ride back here for a while and be very happy. And I wouldn't go thirsty unless there was a middle row seat passenger here, I might, or I just have to hold my drink. But you've got drink holders right here and a nice armrest if you want to kind of lounge out and be nice and comfortable, because you've got the air conditioning vents built into the rear of the console. Remember, we're talking about under $38,000. That is a nice feature to have for that price, and a couple of USB ports right there. Also ample storage back here with the map pockets, and there are some fairly deep door bins right there. But if you're saying that door bin isn't big enough, well, you might have to hop into the front seat. Let's do that and I'll show you what's there. Okay, I told you the door bins were bigger here. I'll let Carrie show you that. To begin with, you'll have to call a shotgun or take the remote from the driver maybe, but then again, they might take it back and say you're just not riding, period. So you'll have to be kind of careful about that. And we'll take a quick look with front seat storage, starting with the glove box right there, just to show you what's there. And very comfortable seating here. These are heated only seats, not ventilated. We're going to need ventilated later this afternoon here in Northwest Louisiana. But some nice bolstering there, just overall comfortable. And I like the fact that you have an 8-way adjustable driver's seat, power adjustable, and also an 8-way power adjustable passenger seat as well. That's not something you normally see. Again, price point, very important here. But something that really impresses me here is that this is really a driver-focused interior. Everything is easy to get to, and the way that this center screen is angled, I'll have Carrie hop on in here and we'll show you a few things that we have as far as just the way everything looks. You've got the dashboard right here. We're gonna get that out of the way. I'll let him show you the dash there. You've got the analog gauges and also that digital speedometer up there at the top. It's telling you that it's 57 degrees outside, even though it feels a lot warmer than that right now. Very, very nice setup here. Also, your steering wheel mounted controls here for your adaptive cruise control. Everything you have here that you would expect. Voice commands. You can scroll your way through a lot of different information on the dashboard. We'll just kind of work our way through a couple of things there. I don't want to go through everything, but just so you can see what all is there. You can even see your tire pressure. Everything's here. This is really nice. The seat vibrates as well. It has that indicator built in, so when you're about to run into something or even run off of a curb, as we found out earlier because of where we're parked here at the dealership, the seat will vibrate. That's pretty darn good. But let's talk about the center screen here. I really like that screen and the way it's inset into the dashboard. It's not a floating screen. It's just perfect, and it's angled towards the driver. That is so cool. And you've got Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, all of the settings here that you would want. Let's see if I can get that to work. There we go. Screen didn't like me there for a second. There we go. Now it likes me. Now it's working pretty well. But you can see what all's here. Even have Spotify right there. So a lot of great features and functionality here. And if you want to go home, you can just push right there. Or if you don't mind getting fingerprints on your screen, well, you can do that also. And there's great things here such as teen driver mode, valet mode, all that good stuff is here. And even dual zone climate control. Very, very easy to use, easy to figure out. I'm not going to turn on the heated seats, but you do have your heated seat right there for the driver and the passenger. 69 degrees is what we have it set at now. We're pretty warm in here. So that tells you something. It's a little warm today. And connectivity here, as far as your USB ports, there's also a 12-volt power outlet right there. And while we don't have wireless charging, if we did, it would be right down here. And if you want to hide that away, well, there you go. Not that hard to deal with. And I'll get my model out of the way. We'll take a look at some of the controls we have here. You can turn the auto stop start feature off right there if you want to. You got traction control, lane keep assist. Pretty easy to figure out and very similar to the C8 Corvette, the push button shifter here. It's not identical, but it is similar. And I like the nice gloss black. It is plastic, but it's a very durable plastic, it seems. It doesn't sound cheap when I knock on it like that. It sounds like it has some strength to it. And your drink holders, and you can go through your driving modes by pushing that button right there. Let's take a look at exactly what we have on our driving modes. You've got touring, you've got sport, and snow and ice. Sport is where I want to be. And last but not least, the Bombay Doors, something I didn't expect to see on a Buick model. This is the first one we featured. But you can see that that is a fairly deep console. It may not look as deep, but you can see how far my hand goes down in there. So we've done pretty much everything here except for a test drive. Let's hop out on the road and see what it's like to drop the pedal on 230 horsepower. All right, for those of you who know this is our first experience with a Buick, I also have an experience I've never had before here. As we cruise on down the road at only 230 horsepower, I'm gonna get on it a little bit here, and we are getting up to speed absolutely no problem. What is the significance of that? It's the fact that I have two other people in the car with me, not just Carrie, but Wesley, my buddy from the dealership here, who, if you want to buy this Envision, that's who you need to talk to, because he will sell it to you at MSRP. With the way things are going in a lot of places these days, you're not going to find that everywhere. But I'm going to tell you what, it's kind of the ultimate test, even though we haven't gone as far as we could with it, as far as having passengers in the vehicle. But I've got more than I usually do. And I'm going to tell you what, for those who might say, oh, 230 horsepower isn't nearly enough, I don't think I could have been able to tell much of a difference as far as acceleration goes when we were getting down the road right there. I mean, it was really impressive. So we're going to keep going here and continue our test drive. And I must say, overall, I'm very impressed. The ride quality seems to be good. The steering wheel is nice and comfortable. I am in sport mode, so I'm taking advantage of really as much horsepower as we can potentially put to the ground here, but I'm impressed with just everything. I like the driving position, obviously with the 8-way adjustable driver's seat. Well, you can take care of that however you want to as far as adjusting things. The brakes are nice and manageable, so if you hop out of a vehicle with aggressive brakes, you might think they're a little bit soft until you get used to them, but they seem to be very well balanced, just in my own personal opinion. But that does go back to the fact that I often tell people, you really need to test drive these vehicles for yourself. It's one thing for those of us who are automotive journalists here on YouTube to tell you about the vehicle, but that's really as accurate as it gets. We can tell you about it. Driving it, you got to keep in mind, we're filtering what we experience through what we're most used to. So our daily driver, in other words. So what I say might differ from what somebody else says, but I have to say I'm impressed here. And we'll come through the corner here a little bit at a little bit more speed than I might otherwise, just to see how it handles. Not bad. If you are looking for a very solid SUV with great capabilities on road, it's going to get down the road just fine, but yet have great gas mileage and just so many great features. I mean, I'm just blown away for the price of this model, what you get. This Envision is definitely something you should consider. To learn more about the model in today's video, visit the link in the description for a detailed comparison between trims and pricing for the vehicle we featured or any vehicle you may be interested in. These pages feature information such as our recommended trim level based on price, value, and features. Thank you for taking the time to watch today's video. We look forward to seeing you next time.